What is up, guys? It's Chris now, 2011. I'm going to be doing a bit of an impression video. Now, I'm not going to claim that I am incredible at doing this impression, and not by any means would I say I'm even good. Something that I've been trying to learn genuinely for the passion for the actor. I love the actor, and I actually started by watching a guy on YouTube called FunnyGuyTimmy. I watched one of his impressions and kind of just followed that a little bit. His instructions for doing the accent are actually very useful, and I will leave a link for his channel in the description. And the actor that I like doing the impression for is Christopher Walken, just because his demeanour, his voice, is very relaxed and it's very just chilled, and it's quite nice just as a bit of a party trick to kind of do it. And there's a line that FunnyGuyTimmy says, where he sort of says, when I'm doing a Christopher Walken accent, I can be very subtle, man. And it's just kind of that really emphasises what Christopher Walken's accent is really like. And this all started the way that I find easier to learn to do impressions, rather than listening to the actor, is kind of get down to the roots of where their accent originates from and sort of get an accent that's similar. And the way that I started was by doing playing, I don't know if you guys ever played, but the old Godfather game, where you got the Corleones, and at the start of the video game it used to go, "Sunday, though that day may never come, I may call upon you to do a favour for me, but until that day, accept this as a gift." And it was just kind of learning that, and I used to enjoy saying that. When doing the Christopher Walken, as FunnyGuyTimmy says in the video, it's kind of coming from quite deep down. It's not in the throat, it's not in the mouth, it's when, like really far. If you can sort of get that down here in the chest, you can feel it rattling. And all you're doing is kind of doing a sort of Brooklyn, New York accent, like when. So if you're going when, you sort of get it rumbling down here. So what he kind of says is in the video is, when you're doing the Christopher Walken, got to be quite a subtle man. So it's like everything he says is kind of there's no rhythm, no pattern to how he says it. It's it kind of up and down, it fluctuates all the way through. So very subtle man. It's like it goes from subtle man, like goes up and down all the time. So where you say like, I'm a very subtle man, everything's quite sharp, very subtle man. He's like, very subtle man. And I'm not going to say like FunnyGuyTimmy can say anything he wants in that accent, and it sounds great. But I mean, I'm saying, I just kind of found that line in his video. I could not do anything like the accent. I'm still not saying that that is perfect by any means. But just try that phrase, very subtle man. That's how for me, I did that, got a bit of a New York accent going on, and then tried to do the voice. And when you learn the roots of the accent, that's where you start finding that you'll find things easier to do that accent. And I just recommend, I'll leave a link to his video. I recommend go subscribe. He's a fantastic guy. I've watched quite a lot of his videos, and I do find them very interesting and also very funny as well. But as I said, if you can just focus on getting that rumble down here, the when, just get a deep, chesty, it's the same as kind of the way I look at it. I used to do like a bit of an Arnie impression, like, if you want to get the pump, then you need to go beyond the pedophilia. And it is only when you go beyond the pedophilia when you really get the size and get your arm to 33 inches. It's kind of just down there, you're rumbling it in the chest. It's 33 inches. It's way down here. As you can hear, my voice is it's nothing like as deep as Arnie's. It's nothing as deep as Christopher Walken's, but you've kind of just get it right down here, and kind of if you were sighing, just a sigh, like a right down here, and that's why it's when you're doing the Christopher Walken. He does a lot of that walking up like that. He also, FunnyGuyTimmy says four, which I can't quite do, but he's like four. It kind of four down there like that. Obviously, as I said, I'm not great at the accent at all, but that's it.